Hello friends, let us continue with TPA, Transfer of Property Act, which is very important, and I think we should just go ahead and complete it. And we just have gone through previous 3 videos, and this is the 4th one. Okay, chapter 4. I'm just jumped into this chapter only on the request of one follower, and he has asked me to go for mortgage. So instead of going the second chapter, so this I'll just mention it here. In this we'll have mortgage, that is chapter 4, meaning and types and sections. So chapter 1 is preliminary. In this we have section 3, important, where interpretation clause is there. And chapter 2 is on Transfer of Property Act of Parties, section 5 to 53. 53A actually. 53A. So this is a direct. I just wanted to show you the interpretation clause. So in this, they have mentioned, this is negative definition of the property. And initial 2 videos, I mentioned about General Clauses Acts, where the definition is. So this is in section 3 in chapter 1. And chapter 2 is on transfer of property by act of parties, section 5 to 53A. And this is whether transfer by property, whether movable or immovable. This is a big chapter in this. The sale of immovable property, 54 to 56. So 2 and 3, we will have to at least 4-5 videos we have to cover it, and will not go fast and go slowly and just have the sections, knowing whatever important we'll just cover it. So thoroughly we need not go for objective kind of paper. We have just go through like this speed only. So interpretation clause is there, where in this act, unless there is something repugnant in the subject or context, immovable property does not include. This is a negative definition of immovable property. They are saying it does not include, means वो नहीं है, जो क्या नहीं है वो बताया है. In immovable property क्या नहीं है? It includes, does not include standing timber, growing crops or grass. And instrument means non-testamentary instrument. So exclusively they are telling about non-testamentary instrument. So will, probate, all the succession instruments are not included in TPA. And I just included these 2 terms where they are according to General Clauses Act. We have already mentioned in last 2 videos, but this is very important to compare with the interpretation clause in the TPA Act and what we have learned in last 2 parts about the immovable property in General Clauses Act 1897. So we have to refer General Clauses Act 1897 as immovable property shall include land, benefits arising out of land and things attached to the earth or permanently fastened to anything attached to earth. And according to Registration Act 1908, immovable property includes under to immovable property the benefits arising out of land, hereditary allowances, right of way, lights, ferries, and fisheries. So these are 3 different acts talking about immovable property. So the act we are just now going on is interpretation clause of TP Act. So this is negative and these terms we have considered in this. So I just wanted to show you this. Whatever we have in this. After this is chapter 3, sales of immovable property, section 54 to 56. And chapter 4 is talking about mortgages. This is the topic of this video. So this part I'm just talking about chapter 4, where we have sections 58 to 104, but we don't consider charges and mortgages. Charge section 100 and 101 are not in purview of mortgage. That act is applicable primarily on transfer of interviews, living being property. So one person is handing the property to another. So they are living person. Living person includes company, association, body of individual, whether incorporation or incorporator or not. The act excludes from its purview the transfer by operation of law. So this is very important. I am just repeating it. Sales in execution, forfeiture, insolvency, inheritance. They are excluded in the purview of this TPA Act. The act is applicable on property transfer by individual as well as companies. Chapter 3 of sales of immovable property. So tomorrow when we finish this, we'll go for that chapter. So first we'll go for mortgages. 58 section is talking about mortgage. Mortgager, please note the mortgage spelling. M-O-R-T-G-A-G. Please don't mistake about this. Mortgager is the person who is having the property, and mortgagee is the person who is giving money for the sake of loan or any kind of consideration for the property. So papers will be keeping with the banks, and the property possession or part of it will be with the owner. So mortgage money and mortgage deed, it is defined in section 58. So section 58 is talking about mortgage, mortgager, mortgagee. These are two parties. Two parties are mortgager and mortgagee, mortgage money and mortgage deed. So these are types of mortgages. On the screen is showing simple mortgage, mortgage by conditional sale, usufructuary mortgage, English mortgage, mortgage by deposit of title deed, and anonymous mortgage. So these are 6 types of mortgages. Thereby, only in mortgage by conditional sale, it is a property is sold and on the condition. So we'll go for at least 2-3 types today, and we'll continue in the next video. So section 59 is talking about mortgage when to be by assurance. And 59A is amendment references to mortgager and mortgagees to include persons deriving title from them. Simple mortgages section 58B. So section 58B का जो पार्ट है ये 58 है. 58B is talking about simple mortgage. Describe simple mortgage as, in a simple mortgage, the mortgagor promises to personally repay the loan without giving possession of the property to the mortgagee. The mortgagee is the person who is giving consideration or money or loan amount to the mortgagor who is the owner. So please repeat and remember who are the parties in every transaction. So this is a kind of special transfer. The act is talking about special mortgage, and in this simple mortgage is a kind where mortgagor promises personally to repay the loan without giving possession of the property. In the simple mortgage, the mortgagor retains possession of the property. Please remember this. Feature of simple mortgage. What is the feature of simple mortgage? The mortgagor agrees to personally repay the loan. the property is not given to the mortgagee. Please remember this. The property remains with the mortgager, who is the owner of the title. The mortgagor transfers the right to sell the property if they fail to repay it as a security for the loan. So, if the mortgagor does not pay the amount of loan, the mortgagee has right to sell the property. Of course, he has to go to the courts for order. Mortgage back sale section, conditional sale section 58C. So 58B, 58C is conditional sale. In this mortgage, the mortgagor appears to sell the property to the mortgagee. He is not selling the property, but he is just selling. The instrument is talking about the sale, but there is a condition attached to the sale. So it is not a plain sale. It is conditional sale. If the mortgage money is not repaid by the certain date, the sale becomes absolute. It will be final. If the money is not given after that date, the instrument automatically is valid. It will not be void. So if the payment is made, the sale becomes void. Or the buyer transfer the money back to the seller. This condition must be stated in the same document that affects the sale or transaction. So it's very important the condition must be there. Otherwise, it is not be considered as a mortgage. Features of mortgage by conditional sale. The mortgagor ostensibly sells the property to the mortgagee. There is a condition attached to the sale specifying the consequences based on repayment or default. So repayment होने के बाद naturally the property will be already he is in possession of the property, but the document becomes void. The sales instrument becomes void. It is null then. The condition must be included in the same document. So that condition is important in the case of conditional mortgage. Section 59A. Registered instrument is required for simple mortgage. So simple mortgage is 58B, as we have seen here. 58B is talking about simple mortgage. So 59A is references to mortgage or mortgages to include some person deriving title from them. But what we have just seen, this condition sale we have just completed, and 59A is a registered instrument required for simple mortgage. So instrument must be registered. This is a condition. So even if it is 100 rupees transaction, the instrument need to be registered. This is a must condition for simple mortgage. The mortgagee has the right to sell the property if the mortgagor fails to repay the loan. If the possession is with, as we have seen, this is a simple mortgage. The possession is with the owner, only the part of it, the bundle of right, as we have seen. The ownership has bundle of rights. The possession is a part of it, and right to sell is another bundle of right, which is given to the mortgagee. The mortgagee has right to sell the property if the mortgagor fails to repay the loan. Automatically, the possession will naturally go to mortgagee when this happens. Such sale requires court decree to execute the sale. So this is important. इसलिए ये जो सिंपल मॉर्गेज है, it is prevalent in India. The court decree is necessary. The lawsuit, there is a limitation period 12 years from the due date of the loan or mortgage money. The mortgagee has to file lawsuit and within 12 years. Please remember the name, the years, wherever in the act, if there is a mention of period, limitation period, you have to remember it. So there is 12 years from the due date of loan or mortgage money. Type of court decree. It is simple money decree or sale decree. When the mortgagee goes to the court on the default after the date of non-payment of mortgagor, that time court will decide on which decree should be passed. It is a simple money decree or sale decree. We'll go for usufructuary mortgage and other two in the next video. Next part we'll discuss about this, section 58D. Thank you very much. Please study. This is important act. As I just mentioned in the last video, even if you don't practice, this is important act and we should know it is part and parcel of our life. So TPA Act is must for everyone. Thank you very much. We'll continue in the next video.